One day I'm gonna be everything I wanna be. I don't let it get the most of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be everything I'm gonna be. My future right in front of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be free. So let me be free.
From the depths of darkness, a voice emerges. A host with a fire burning in his soul. With a heart, steel, and a spirit unbroken. He rides on two wheels, ready to claim his throne. Amidst the chaos and the thunderous roar, insane wheels rise as a force to be reckoned with. Fueled by the power that only metal can bestow, he takes his stand, refusing to submit. Insane wheels hear his maximum cry. Metal and mayhem will never die. Wishful's report, he paves his way. More legend in the making, day by day.
Man, oh man, happy Monday morning to everybody. Great to see everyone up in the building. Shout out to everyone. Mega love and respect to everyone. So, Lick, we got a lot of stuff going on in the background today. Trump is about to be speaking live, and we're going to be giving you guys that live image here in a few. But we're waiting for Trump to come out and speak right now. So, it says President Trump to make a major announcement from the Oval Office, but we have some of the previous updates as we wait for him to come out. We have, the Trump envoy arrives over there in Kyiv as U.S. pledges Patriot missiles to Ukraine. We have Trump expected to make this major announcement on Russia as Ukraine envoy over there, Kellogg, I think that's his name, Kellogg. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but he arrives over there in Kyiv. So, listen, ladies and gentlemen, we have a lot to get through, as well as just in case if the whole ordeal, the announcement is short-winded, which I'm sure it will not be. But if it is, we have other interesting news. Historic Grand Canyon site destroyed by wildfire, as well as North Korea vows support for Russia's war against Ukraine, which saw that shit coming as well. And then we have at least 9 dead in Massachusetts assisted living facility fire. That's devastating right there. And then we have even more Central Texas under flood warning evacuations have been ordered as well. So we have a lot to get through this morning. We probably won't get through all of the ordeal here, but before we do, let's go ahead. Let's get through these call to actions, right? Appreciate you guys hitting that like button. It helps out the show immensely, and it's free to do so. If you guys are new to the show, hit that subscribe button for more, and it's free, just letting you guys know. Please consider becoming a member, though, starting at $2.99 a month, making sure we're not breaking the bank out there with anybody. But check it out. This is exactly how we get to speak the way that we do on this channel. We don't cater to views around here. We don't do crazy shit to get views or do crazy takes to get views. We don't do that. We just keep it real and 100 over here. But we're 100% funded by you guys in the Breakfast Club, so thank you guys. Follow my Instagram right here at BallValveTV, where I post everything behind the scenes of not only my life, but as well as the show and Millennial Food Time. Breaking news, all the good shit over there. And we have the Discord in the chat being thrown in there by Naomi, so make sure you guys join up over there as well. Last but not least, okay, ladies and gentlemen, every super sticker, super chat, gifted membership signups, all of these things, all these gifted, contributions to the show, of course, are going to be shouted out and presented live onto the show. But if you guys would like to skip that YouTube 30% brutal cut that they take away from your guys' hard-earned money, well, check it out. We have these platforms that you guys can donate to, and I will read your message loud and clear. Oh, look, I got it right here, ready to go. So if anyone sends anything, I got it. And speaking of, real quick on the donation side, we have a few of you that got super overzealous this morning. I very much appreciate you guys this morning and your contributions, by the way. So we got Gorilla Biscuits that came in and gifted a membership before we had even started the show. Appreciate you, my man, making it rain over here. We got Carney's Ride coming in with the 9 months as an officer, by the way. That's the third tier right there. He says, like, subscribe, and become a member. Damn straight, homie. I appreciate that. My man. Appreciate that. We got Tats as well over there in the UK, sending out a gifted membership as well, making it rain. Appreciate you as well. Good morning. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we've got Lappy up in the building. Shout out to my man. We got SNS as well. Yeah, YouTube is and probably me lagging too, but we got Naomi. Good morning to you as well. Make sure you guys do hit that like she says. We don't want no bitch on me up in the building. We got Beezer the biker, my man. Good to see you over there down there in South Florida, as well as Jason over there in Chicagoland. Good to see you, my man. We are scrolling through. We got Rabbit of Chaos. Good morning to you as well. Brother Frank, and there's Brother Steve. Okay, there he is. He's like, hey, well, I'm a little late, but I'm here. We got Glare 1%. Good to see you, my man. As well as Path Killer. Good morning. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and get into the madness this morning. We're going to go ahead and start it off. I'm watching behind the scenes, you guys, for Trump to come out and speak there at the White House. I've got it running in the background. I'm going to be checking back and forth, making sure that he hasn't come up. As soon as he comes walking out onto the podium, of course, we're going to switch. We're going to stop whatever we're doing. We're going to switch over to the live view of the major announcement for Russia today. So anyways.
We're learning some breaking news this morning from the Associated Press that U.S. President
Lucy is, she was on top of my chair earlier, but then she started clawing at it and then clawing at the back of my head. So I had to shoo her off the back of the chair. Right now, she's probably under the couch or around the couch. But anyways.
And Donald Trump's special envoy to Ukraine and Russia, retired Lieutenant General Keith Kellogg, he did arrive in Kyiv this Monday, a senior Ukrainian official confirming that news as anticipation grows over a possible shift in the Trump administration's policy on the more than 3-year war. We know that President Trump last week teased that he would make a major
What's up, Brother Slim? Good to see you.
Statement on Russia today.
Right, which we're about to see here very, very soon.
Trump made quickly stopping the war one of his diplomatic priorities, as he has increasingly expressed frustration about Russian President Vladimir Putin's unbudging stance on U.S.-led peace efforts. He says, quote, Putin talks nice and then he bombs everybody. He said this late
What up, Prez? Good morning to you.
Sunday, as he confirmed the U.S. is sending Ukraine badly needed U.S.-made Patriot air defense missiles to help it fend off Russia's intensifying aerial attacks. Now, Russia has spread terror in Ukrainian cities, including the capital, Kyiv, with hundreds of drones and cruise and ballistic missiles.
See, I don't even discredit that Putin is doing all these things that the lady just said right there, that the reporter just said right there. But the truth is, why do I give a shit? Why does anybody in the United States give a shit? Who fucking cares? Let them deal with it. Why do we have to be involved? That's the whole point. Yeah, Putin's a fucking dickhead. And so is Zelensky. Both of them are dickheads. Let them deal with this shit by themselves. Fuck, man.
That Ukraine's air defenses are struggling to counter. If we look back in recent months, we know June brought the highest monthly civilian casualties of the past 3 years, with 232 people killed and 1,343 wounded. The United Nations Human Rights Mission in Ukraine confirming that news late last week. Russia launched 10 times more drones and missiles in June than in the same month last year. That has happened at the same time as Russia's bigger army is making a new effort to drive back Ukrainian defenders on part of the front line. A top ally of President Trump, Republican Senator Lindsey Graham of South Carolina, said Sunday that the conflict is nearing an inflection point as Trump shows growing interest in helping Ukraine fight back against Russia's full-scale invasion. It's a cause that President Trump had previously dismissed as being a waste of U.S. taxpayer money. So again, if you're just now tuning,
you want to talk about a waste of U.S. taxpayer money? Shit.
in, giving you a live look at the White House as we're following this breaking news this Monday morning. President Donald Trump's envoy arriving in Kyiv, Ukraine, as the U.S. pledges Patriot missiles to Ukraine. As we're following the very latest this morning, we know
At bare minimum, if we're going to be providing them this equipment, these weapons, they need to be bought and not as a gift, right? That's the main, also a big thing that he's getting pushed back on. And of course, they're going, yes, it is a gift, they're buying it from us, like, okay, well, what are they buying it from us for? A penny on the dollar, dude?
So Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky did provide some remarks ahead of the envoy's arrival.
It's not like we're making a fucking profit.
Those remarks are not in English, but there is a text at the bottom to provide those comments in English translation. Let's take a listen.
Here comes Zelensky. Oh boy.
Бажаю здоров'я, шановні українці.
The worst.
Українки. Коротко про цей день. День непростий. Зустріч з військовими та міністром оборони України. І не тільки про фронт, але й про наші подальші дії. Українське виробництво.
So they're only doing captions. I hate when they do this shit. Okay, so let me go ahead. Let's see how long he speaks for. He speaks this whole fucking time. I don't know if I want to do that. I'll read his whole end statement here. Zelensky's statement on X regarding this U.S. Special Envoy arrives in Ukraine. Actually, let's see if Homeboy she reads it. Let's see if she does.
All right, so I wanted to play that for you in full as we're following this breaking news. U.S. Special Envoy Kellogg has arrived in Kyiv, Ukraine early this Monday. Zelensky's statement on X, who says, quote, today at the meeting with the military and Ukraine's defense minister, we discussed the upcoming visit of General Kellogg. Negotiations on further support will take place during the week. I instructed Commander-in-Chief and the Chief of the General Staff to present the information we have on Russia's capabilities and our prospects. We're also preparing meetings between President Trump's special envoy and the heads of the security service of Ukraine and our intelligence agencies. Zelensky goes on to say, quote, the information provided will be comprehensive. We count on the United States fully understanding what can be done to compel Russia to peace. And speaking
Oh my God. We don't need to compel nobody. Why does the United States have to be involved? I just don't understand why all these countries got to involve us. Weak-ass motherfuckers. What's up, Brother Dwayne? Good to see you, by the way. Good morning to you, kind sir. Hopefully you're enjoying your Monday morning so far. I know that we definitely all are. We got, as well as Mr. saying Kellogg is a good man, not like the piece of shit Millie. I don't think Zelensky is going to like him. Well, we shall see for damn sure.
The United States bringing you back out live as we're following this news. Trump's envoy arriving in Kyiv this Monday.
Trump is just getting on camera right now, live. All right, let's go ahead and bring this over. This is live right now. Got to get the volume.
Thank you very much.
This is live right this second.
Great honor to have a friend of mine who's become very friendly over the last number of years.
That's the NATO officer, right? Or NATO
before,
dude,
but
right there.
Mark is the head of NATO, Mark Rutte, Secretary General of NATO. Highly respected by everybody that knows him, but in particular the European countries. They have great reliance on him. And he's done a fantastic job. And we had a tremendous meeting.
Fix his audio.
I guess it's about a month ago.
Get it cleaner.
And I think Mark will tell you that it was really perhaps more important the date of November 5th. That was the election day. Maybe that was the most important because we made tremendous progress together.
Hit the like button, everybody. Let's get the likes up.
One of the reasons that you're here today is to hear that we are very unhappy, I am, with Russia.
With Russia?
But we'll discuss that maybe a different day.
What?
We're very, very unhappy with them, and we're going to be doing very severe tariffs if we don't have a deal in 50 days.
50 days.
Tariffs at about 100%. You'd call them secondary tariffs. You know what that means.
What's up, David? Good morning.
We're going to talk about something else. And as you know, we've spent $350 billion approximately on this war with Russia and Ukraine, and would like to see it end. It wasn't my war. It was Biden's war.
Keep saying
it's
that.
Not my war. I'm trying to get you out of it.
No one cares.
And
just get it over with.
We want to see it end. And I'm disappointed in President Putin because I thought we would have had a deal 2 months ago, but it doesn't seem to get there. So based on that, we're going to be doing secondary tariffs if we don't have a deal in 50 days. It's very simple.
Secondary tariffs, he calls it. 100%.
And that's the way it is. That can be more simple. It's just the way it is. I hope we don't have to do it. But regardless, we are going to be, we make the greatest military equipment in the world. Whether it's missiles, you saw that recently in Iran, the way those planes flew in, they had every single, 14 bombs hit every target. Then you had the helicopters shoot a total of 30 bombs, 30 missiles, and they hit every single, Marco, is that right? Every single piece? every single target. And it was, I guess, on a scale of 0 to 10, they say it was about a 15. That's how successful it was. That's how lethal.
What's
it
up, Carney,
was.
over there on the Facebook
a word
side?
they like to use nowadays, but it was an amazing, well-organized attack that people in this country wanted to do for 24 years. You know, when we had the pilots in last week, they were saying, "Sir, we've been practicing this for 24 years," meaning people, not them, but other people that are a little older now. But they too, and you were the one that let us do it. But we've been practicing it 3 to 4 times a year for 22, 24 years.
Oh, that was me that did that.
From doing what
There we go.
they were doing,
Oh, it's still
which is,
stuck. What the fuck?
Trying to come up with a
There we go.
nuclear weapon, a nuclear bomb. And we did it very successfully.
I'm with
And
you with
we
that right
make the
now.
best,
Steve, he's definitely not in the best of graces with even his own party right now.
equipment, the best day, where we are going to be sending them weapons and they're going to be paying for them. The United States,
His
will
own
not
support.
be having any payment made. We're not buying it, but we will manufacture it and they're going to be paying for it. Our last meeting of a month ago was very successful in that they
Pennies
agreed
on the
to
dollar, I
5%,
guarantee it.
which is more than $1 trillion a year, so they have a lot of money. And these are wealthy nations. They have a lot of money, and they want to do it. They feel very strongly about it, and we feel strongly about it, too. But we're in for a lot of money, and we don't want to do it anymore, and we can't. But we make the best, and we're going to be sending the best to NATO, and in some cases to maybe, at Mark's suggestion, if we go to Germany, where they're going to send early on missiles, and they'll be replaced, and NATO is going to take care of it. It's going to be coordinated by NATO, and they're going to work very much with Matt Whitaker, who's right here, who's a great ambassador, and Matt's going to be coordinating. You better do a good job, Matt.
I will.
But Matt's going to coordinate. He's
Better
a
do a
very
good job,
talented guy.
motherfucker.
He's going to coordinate everything. So in a nutshell, we're going to make top-of-the-line weapons, and they'll be sent to NATO. NATO may choose to have certain of them sent to other countries where we can get a little additional speed, where the country will release something and it'll be mostly in the form of a replacement. And I'd like to have Mark, and again, just a highly respected, pretty young guy for having had the career that he's
That's
had.
funny, Dwayne.
He had an amazing career before going to NATO, so and we spent a lot of time together over the last couple of months. And if you could say a few words.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
No, Mr. President, dear Donald, this is really big. This is really big. You called me on Thursday.
Good morning, Gary.
I've taken a decision. And the decision is that
Happy Monday.
we want Ukraine
Shit.
what it needs to have to maintain, to be able to defend itself against Russia, but you do want Europeans to pay for it, which is totally logical. And this is building on the tremendous success of the NATO summit. The 5%, but also the decision to keep
Yeah, that was a
strong,
W,
and the decision
getting the
to
5% from
increase
each
our
country.
defense industrial
Let's see if they
production.
actually do it,
So
though.
based on that, that was Europe stepping up. This is again Europeans stepping up. So I've been in contact with many countries. I can tell you that at this moment, Germany.
Man, all those countries are going to fucking come up with excuses as to why they can't pay their bills, you know?
Massively, but also Finland and Denmark and Sweden and Norway, the United Kingdom, the Netherlands, Canada. They all want to be part of this, and this is only the first wave. There will be more. So what we will do is work through the NATO systems to make sure that we know what Ukrainians need, so that we can make packages. Of course, in a way, we discussed it this morning with Pete Hegseth at the Pentagon, in a way that, of course, the US will put on its stockpiles necessary to defend this country. That's absolutely clear. But it will mean that Ukraine can get its hands on really massive numbers of military equipment, both for air defense, but also missiles, ammunition, etc., etc. So if I was Vladimir Putin today and hear you speaking about what you were planning to do in 50 days, and this announcement...
This is all garbage right here. This is all crap.
I would reconsider whether I should not take...
Just say bye-bye to American money.
Ukraine more seriously.
More U.S. tax dollars. See ya.
But when I'm Ukraine, I think this is really great news for that. So I really want to thank you for that. And it means the Europeans paying for it. And again, I mentioned all these countries, we will deal with that. And exactly as you said, it might also mean that countries will move equipment fast into Ukraine, and then the US later backfilling it because speed is of the essence here. So really, thank you. This is important.
No kidding, Frank. He really is.
Really great job. We've been very successful in settling wars. You have India, Pakistan. You have Rwanda and the Congo. That was going on for 30 years. India, by the way, and Pakistan would have been a nuclear war within another week, the way that was going. That was going very badly. And we did that through trade. I said, we're not going to talk to you about trade unless you get this thing settled, and they did. And they were both
Man, you know what I need?
And they were
I need
great,
this.
But,
I've waited too
Rwanda
long.
And the Congo, that was going on for 30 years, and at least 7 million people killed, and killed with a lot of pretty rough weapons like machetes, heads chopped off, going on for many years. You couldn't even get near the country. Nobody wanted to get near it, so frightening. And we got that one solved. Serbia, Kosovo, got that solved. That was going to be one that was going to happen. And again, that was something I use. I use trade for a lot of things, but it's great for settling wars. That was really very important. We're working, Marco is working very hard with everybody here on the Strip, the Gaza Strip. I call it the Gaza Strip, one of the worst real estate deals ever made. They gave up the oceanfront property, one of the worst deals ever made. But
Oh, Jesus.
it was supposed to bring peace, and it didn't bring peace. It brought the opposite. But we're doing pretty well on Gaza. Steve Witkoff is here, and I think we could have something fairly soon to talk about.
Yeah, we'll see.
And we solved another one, that we just seem to have, Armenia and Azerbaijan. It looks like that's going to come to a conclusion, successful conclusion. We worked on
It's
Egypt
my
with
coping
their next-door
mechanism,
neighbor
Steve.
Who, it's a good neighbor. They're friends of mine, but they happened to build a dam which closed up water going into a thing called the Nile. I think if I'm Egypt, I want to have water in the Nile, and we're working on that one. It's a problem, but it's going to get solved. They built one of the biggest dams in the world, a little bit outside of Egypt. You know about
So,
that?
Pathkiller, essentially, this is supposed to be the major announcement made on Russia today. This announcement came, like, Trump said, I think, on Friday, like, there's going to be this major announcement on Monday, which is today, and we're watching this live now.
Hearing about that one.
So we haven't seen him actually say the
And,
announcement
it turned out
yet.
to be a big problem. I don't know. I think the United States funded the dam. I don't know why they didn't solve the problem before they built the dam. But it's nice when the Nile River has water.
What's up, extra surprise?
You know, it's a very important source of income in life. It's the life of Egypt, and to take that away is pretty incredible. But we think we're going to have that solved very quickly. So we do good. The only one we haven't been able to get
Real
to.
quick, be good out there. Tats over there in the UK. Always appreciate you and your support hanging out with us. Steve Easy says the announcement is fuck what I said, more money to Ukraine. Yeah, no kidding, bro. And it's giving me emotional damage, bro.
Emotional damage.
We must be supplying U.S. arms to Ukraine again since Zelensky signed that mineral deal with Trump. Basically, Lappy, basically.
Yet is Russia. And I'm not happy. And I will tell you that Ukraine wants to do something. Again, it's a war that should have never started. If I were president, it never would have happened. I used to speak to President Putin about it a lot.
I really hate when we have a really big topic, and every time politically we've got Trump and everyone else does it in politics, they keep referring back to someone else or whataboutism or this is created by, like, fuck the deflection. No one cares about that. Honestly, me, you, no one cares about that. We all hate Joe Biden. No one fucking cares. You know what I mean? We just want you to be working on this. Who cares? Don't fixate on the past. Give us what's going on now and what you're going to be doing to take care of this.
I was the apple of his eye.
I hate when they do this shit.
But once I saw what was going on, I said, you know, they're gonna have a war here.
That's right. Hit the like, everybody.
Outside.
Appreciate you guys.
Election was rigged, and I was outside looking in, and I said, you know, that thing's going to be a war. Couldn't believe it, because what Biden said was the exact opposite of what should have been said. And it started, and it's a real mess. We're losing, I guess they're losing 5,000 or 6,000 people a day. It's actually now more. I was saying 5,000 a day. It's actually more now. Mostly soldiers, but a lot of people in cities and towns that are getting blown up too. It's a horrible war. and it should be stopped. And so if it's not done, if we don't have an agreement in 50 days, that's what we're doing, secondary.
So basically, the only thing that he said so far on this whole ordeal is that he's going to be adding secondary tariffs, adding up to 100% tariffs over there to Russia if within 50 days a deal hasn't been made. That's it?
Tariffs, and they're biting. And I hope we don't get to the point where we do, but I've been hearing so much talk. It's all talk. It's all talk, and then missiles go into Kiev and kill 60 people. It's got to stop. It's got to stop. But the purpose of this is to say that this is a very big deal we've made. This is billions of dollars worth of military equipment is going to be purchased from the United States, going to NATO, etc. And that's going to be quickly distributed to the battlefield. Ukraine will take it up. And, you know, say what you want about Ukraine. When the war started, they had no chance.
Oh, man. It's going to... Here, I just in what he just said right there, I can hear him starting to backpedal about Ukraine from what has been spoken in the past.
And they still would have had no chance if the equipment, they had the best equipment, because we do make the best planes and missiles, and we make the best military equipment in the world by far. You know, we have new things coming out that are beyond belief, and I'm very excited about the Golden Dome. It's going to give us...
That's going to be awesome. I think that's dope.
We've already started that.
I like that, the Golden Dome ordeal. But it's a side.
They had courage, because somebody has to use that equipment.
It's actually from the Big Beautiful Bill.
With tremendous courage, and they continue to fight with tremendous courage. But they don't have. They're losing on equipment, and Russia's really taken a very positive, very strong. I mean, what they've done the last couple of weeks.
Without military reasons.
Extra surprise. Eventually, he's going to have to. Eventually, he's going to have to address the whole list thing, the Epstein list. There's no way. There's going to be too much pressure from both sides here to make that shit happen. It's just going to eventually happen. Eventually.
Doing 700 drones a day, missiles, bombing cities. This is not because of military
totally caved,
goals.
David.
It's just creating panic,
hitting
keeping
towns.
people out of their sleeps, hitting towns. It's really terrible, and it is meaning a lot of people lose their lives, but also the infrastructure, whole cities being.
Well, they're wiping out the electric. It's going to take years.
Don't even play like as if now all of a sudden you've got super sympathy and empathy for these people over there in Ukraine. Don't even fucking play that game. That shit is cap from both of these guys.
Stop the cap.
That's going to be the
It
next
is disgusting.
problem.
It's fucked up.
But that's going to take a long time.
What's up, Chase? Good to see you, my man. Hopefully you're enjoying your Monday morning so far.
Many
Good to
of
see
the
you.
cities are knocked down to the ground. Many of the people have left.
What's up, Stephanie?
But they
Good morning as well.
They actually stay, and most have stayed, actually. It's incredible that they stay, and knowing that a missile could be hitting your apartment house, and your apartment house that you're sitting
See, what's funny about that kind of shit, Steve, is all that deflection and all that, like, oh, wait, the Democrats made, all this shit. I don't even give a shit. It just needs to be exposed, whatever the fuck it is. You know what I mean? Like, I am so against keeping things from the public, especially us Americans. We deserve to know what the fuck is happening in our own country.
and could collapse on top of you. And they do very heavy construction. They don't use rebar. They do very thick concrete construction. Those are heavy buildings, big buildings and heavy buildings, and they collapse like they're made out of paper. It's unbelievable to see this happening with people, so many people being killed. So we think we're going to make progress, and we hope we're going to make progress. In the meantime, we're going to get you good service on what you need. And we really became friendly with NATO this last meeting. We went from 2% to 5%, which everyone said
We all know that. You don't have to reiterate that part.
was not even a possibility. They weren't paying 2%, many of them.
Yeah. It doesn't matter, Trump. Here's the thing. That's cool and all, but until they actually pay that 5% each year, it doesn't fucking mean jack. You can give anybody a bill. Here, you got to pay this. They're going to come up with every excuse in the book to pay what they were paying before anyways. They're still going to pay that 1% or 1.2% or whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? Let's wait until they actually start paying that money. Once they actually pay it and they pay their bills, okay, now that's a major W. Just because yes, every country needs to be paying 5% GDP. Is it going to happen? Fuck no. Of course not.
Much less than 2%.
But even those, since you became president, all committed to the 2%.
Appreciate you guys hitting that like button, by the way. It's absolutely free to do so. Helps out the show immensely. And if you guys don't necessarily have to like what's happening around the world right now or in the United States, but you guys can hit the like for me and my takes and help out the show that way.
That's right, they did. They've been very good. And I think I made a lot of friends over there. We had a couple of days of very intensive talks. And they're great people. They're leaders of countries. Many of them great countries, some of them smaller countries, but for the most part, I'd say very solid, strong countries, and very successful. Some of them are among the most successful countries in the world. So that's the story. We hope that's going to have an impact on Vladimir Putin, and we hope it's going to have
the big announcement.
Impact on Ukraine also.
That's it.
We want to make sure that Ukraine does
the double tariffs.
All of a sudden they may feel emboldened, or maybe they don't want. This is a very difficult situation.
Ukraine wants a peace deal.
I think so.
And they will stay committed to that. There's no doubt. They want it. But the Russians have to become.
They have to continue to want it, though.
Yeah, I agree. We will. You and I.
Okay, Zelensky does not want peace. Come on, dude.
Not the cap.
We'll make sure of that.
All of a sudden they get.
And neither does Putin. Granted, neither cocksuckers do.
We'll make sure of that.
We'll make sure. I feel confident that they will do what has to be done. Plus, we have certain parameters that both sides know, and we already know what should be done. So I think that's going to be it's going to be very strong. We want everlasting peace. Any questions, France? Yes.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Okay, here comes the questions. Now, most of the time, we can actually get more out of the questioning than you can out of their basic monologue that they do, and for press conferences and all that shit. Usually, we'll get a little bit more information from the questions, but we will see.
Point for you.
And I can speed it up a little bit because we're a little bit behind because I'm pausing as I go and talking to you guys. But here we go.
Was it a conversation with President Putin? Was it a piece of intelligence? And why are you giving 50 more days?
I think I think it's a very short period of time. I think, don't forget, I've just really been involved in this for not very long. And it wasn't initial focus. This is a Biden war. This is a Democrat war, not a Republican or Trump war. This is a war that would have never happened. It shouldn't have happened. A lot of people being killed. When the final numbers come in, you're going to see a lot more people are being killed in this war than you think, than you've been writing about. It's a very deadly war.
We got Miss Lotus in the building as well. Good to see you over there in Florida. Hopefully you're enjoying your morning so far.
They're all bad, but this is a very deadly war. The numbers are going to be far greater. When an apartment house comes down and they say 2 people were slightly injured. No, many people were killed. And those numbers will be at some point accurately reported. So far, they're not. It's a deadly war. I think that you're just going to see. I think you're going to see strong movement. I hope so.
And what about
the secondary tariffs are very, very powerful.
No, they're not.
Tariffs that the Republicans.
Honestly, who gives a fuck? Tariffs ain't going to stop Putin. What the fuck?
In the House and the Senate have ready. Those were 500%. Sure. Why are you doing 100%?
Well, the Republicans are moving very strongly in the Senate, giving us total control of it, but I'm not sure we need it, but it's certainly good that they're doing it. And Lindsey Graham's working hard, the whole John Thune, all of them, they're all working hard. And they're in coordination with Mike Johnson, Speaker in the House. And I think they've actually crafted a pretty good piece of legislation. It's probably going to pass very easily. And that includes Democrats.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think you're right about that, David, in the sense that we, as Americans, as a general consensus that I think, okay, ladies and gentlemen, so it's an opinion, I guess. I think that most people voted for Trump for the idea of America first. And basically, that's the only country we need to focus on. I think that was a big thing why he got voted in. And now that he's focused so much internationally, unfortunately, I think you're right, David, on this.
And there's some little tweaks, but I don't want to say I don't need it because I don't want them to waste their time. It could be very useful. We'll have to see. But we can do secondary. We're probably talking about 100% or something like that. We can do secondary tariffs without the Senate, without
right,
the House.
Mr.
But what they're crafting also could be very good.
So are you suggesting then that the Congress should move forward with those sanctions, the 500%, and that your 100 would be a separate additional package?
Yeah, I mean, the 500 is, sort of meaningless after a while because at a certain point it doesn't matter. It's not going to be, 100 100 is going to serve the same function. But yeah, I have it at 100%. They may have it. I don't know what they're going to end up with. They may have it at 102. They may have it at 500. But they're doing some good work in the House, and I think in the House and the Senate. And as you know, they're coordinated, and they can have it done quickly. They said they'll have it as quickly as I need it. So we'll see. We're talking to him. In fact, John Thune's coming over later on to talk. Yeah, he's gonna come over.
Thank you, Mr. President. Is it your view that Vladimir
This is all a big letdown.
characterized his dedication to? Is it your view that Vladimir Putin did not clarify his intention to a peace deal? And what happens now in the next phase?
Right, Beezer.
We're going to go for a period of time. Maybe he'll start negotiating. I think I felt, I don't know about you, Mark, but I felt that we had a deal about 4 times. Mm-hmm. And here we are, still talking about it.
And he did it send
and he didn't get it done. You didn't get it done. Guess you ain't the negotiator you thought you were.
With Marco Rubio and with Steve Witkoff to get these talks going in Istanbul.
He's done a lot of good, no doubt. I'm not taking any of that away, by the way. All the good that he's done so far, I'm not going to take away, but he's been fucking up since basically Iran.
And we really put pressure on the Ukrainians to send a senior team into Istanbul, and they did. But then the Russians came up with this historian explaining history of Russia since 1250.
We thought, and I thought, we should have had a deal done a long time ago. But it just keeps going on and on and on. And every night people are dying. A lot of people. A lot of Russian soldiers are dying, by the way. And a lot of Ukrainian soldiers too. But a lot of Russian soldiers are dying.
100,000 Russian soldiers since 1st of January. Since January. 100,000 Russian soldiers dead since January. So
well, and you're right. He doesn't have to cater to an audience anymore. He can do whatever the fuck. And that's a really good point that you just pointed out, because most politicians are doing everything for re-election, catering to their base. Trump doesn't have to cater to no base anymore. Doesn't fucking matter to him. It's not like he's going to get elected again. And after he's not going to be trying to be staying in the government after this. Fuck no. You know, he's going to definitely, I mean, he's going to be an influence, but he's not going to be like trying to run for like the Senate or something. Like, he's not going to be doing any of that shit.
Listening to this again,
I don't even think they can do that. I don't even think they can do that, by the way. I just contradict. I don't think you can do that, be a president, and then go back into the Senate. Yeah, I don't think you can do that.
That's Russians in January.
But you know what I mean.
Putin is doing at the moment.
Yeah, please.
Will these be Patriot missiles specifically, or Patriot batteries that you're planning? And
It's everything. It's Patriots. It's all of them. It's a full complement with the batteries.
And when do you expect them to arrive in Ukraine, sir?
You want to know the answer to that, Dwayne? Is nothing. So when tariffs don't work, they just continue doing what the fuck they're going to be doing anyways.
We're going to have some come very soon, within days, actually. Because a couple of the countries that have Patriots are going to swap over and will replace the Patriots with the ones they have. And Matt will coordinate with NATO. But so it's going to be, they're going to start arriving very soon.
This afternoon, Boris Pistorius, the German defense minister, is visiting Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of Defense, and we'll discuss also, I think, on this whole Patriot thing. Norway is involved, so that's on the Patriots. But this whole deal is also about missiles or ammunition, so it's broader than Patriots.
We have one country that has 17 Patriots getting ready to be shipped. They're not going to need them for them. So we're going to work a deal where the 17 will go, or a big portion of the 17.
Shit, what's up? We got Brother Bill Hicks up in the building. Hopefully you're enjoying your, well, for you, I believe it's, well, it is morning, but it's the next day. It's Tuesday morning for you, isn't it?
Mr. President.
That can be done very quick.
Mr. President.
Mr. President, could this transaction with NATO be viewed as a step towards achieving peace, letting Putin know that now Zelensky has a little bit more powerful tools in his tool chest, and maybe that brings him to the table to achieve peace? So I know that you wanted to do that.
Brian, that's what we've been saying. I think you might have expressed it better if you wanted to.
Brother chatting with Stacks, good morning.
It was a nice summary. I think he's done better than us. He's a very good guy.
Happy Monday morning.
But, no, it's well said. Yeah, I think
this shit all sucks, by the way. If you guys are just tuning in, this sucks.
It's just going to be the same thing. I have to tell you, Europe has a lot of
this is live.
This war. A lot of people, when I first got involved, I really didn't think they did, but they do. And I saw that a month ago, and you were there. Most of you, many of you were there. The level of esprit de corps, spirit that they have is amazing.
Exactly, Beezer. 1,000%. Like, why do we fucking care about these idiots over there? Who gives a shit about those two dickhead fucking countries, right? We got serious shit going on here in the United States. Straight up.
I think it's a very, very important thing to do, or they wouldn't be doing it. Look, they're agreeing to just, they're paying for everything. We're not paying anymore. We have an ocean separating us. I said, we have a problem. We make the best stuff, but we can't keep doing this. And Biden should have done this years ago. He should have done it from the beginning, but he didn't. He didn't know he was there. This guy, what a horrible job they did to this country. And I just hope between the border and this and so many other inflation, what a horrible administration. The worst administration.
That is true, Steve, by the way.
In my opinion. It's not my opinion. I think it's everybody's opinion. But this is something that...
Stop talking about another administration, Trump. You don't need to do that. Honestly, lose that. In your whole act, drop that.
Shouldn't have happened, and we're going to see if we can end it. I do want to make...
It makes you look weak.
Again, I said it before. This is not Trump's war. We're here to try
Yep,
and
see?
get it
Deflection again.
finished.
It's not Trump's... Dude, listen, we know how it started. We know it didn't happen under your presidency, but now we don't care about how it started. Now we care about what our involvement in the United States is with these two fucking dipshit countries.
Settled and whatever. Because nobody wins with this. This is a loser from every standpoint. This was Biden and this was other people.
Who cares?
And it's very sad. It's a very sad situation.
Exactly, Miss Lotus.
I think he's going to get it, and Matt and everybody else that's working on it. I think you'll get this thing over with.
Mr. President, you've praised European countries today as standing up for Ukraine, as being strong. Will you allow them to continue to negotiate tariffs lower than 30% before August 1st, or is the deal set at this point?
What does that mean? You mean you're talking about the tariffs?
Trade,
tariffs. You're back on tariffs. You're on a more friendly tariff, right? A little bit more friendly tariff.
Perhaps.
No, we're going to be talking to people. We have, I watched the show this morning. They were talking
Totally,
about, when's he gonna
David.
make the deal? The deals are already made. The letters are the deals. The deals are made. There are no deals to make. They would like to do a different kind of a deal, and we're always open to talk. We are open to talk.
True that, Miss Lotus. I heard
In
that.
fact, they're coming over. They'd like to talk to us.
Mr. President, is there any concern about the U.S. stockpiles? There was a pause in delivery of weaponry to Ukraine in order to evaluate, apparently, the U.S. stockpiles. What came out of that?
Evaluation. I mean, this was a very big, what we're talking about today is a very, very big day. And what Pete was doing, and me too, I knew what Pete was doing, was evaluation because we knew this was going to happen. And now we actually announced.
Do you think it'll
voted on
ever
it. It's all
be,
been
honestly, do you think it'll ever be like America first for real? Fuck, man. I thought this was the one opportunity we had.
done? So obviously that has a big impact on, when you say pause, obviously you're not going to be doing things if you don't know what's going to happen here. But we were pretty sure this was going to happen, so we did a little bit of a pause. But this is a very big event today. This is something very big.
If it escalates further, how far are you willing to go in response?
In what?
How far are you willing to go if Putin were to escalate, send more bombs in the coming days?
Don't ask me a question like that. How far? I want to get the war settled. They're not Americans that are dying in it, and I have a problem, and JD has a problem. It's a stance that he's had for a long time. They're not Americans dying, but there are a lot of people dying, and on something that should be able to be settled. And we all agree with that. This group of people, we want to defend our country, but ultimately, having a strong Europe is a very
That's a really strong point there, Steve.
thing. It's a very good thing. So I'm okay with that. Yeah, please in the back.
Yeah, is there a ceiling on what the Europeans are willing to pay for? And it sounds like, are you ruling out the U.S. paying for some from additional weapons through drawdown authority?
Yes, please. Please.
Basically, what the president is saying, that he's willing. Of course.
Oh, my God. Here comes the cope, everybody.
Emotional damage.
Take in consideration what the U.S. needs itself. So it's not that you can have a shopping list and you can order whatever you want, because the U.S. has to make sure that the U.S. keeps its hand on what the U.S. needs, also to keep the whole world safe, because in the end you are the police agent of the whole world. You're the most powerful nation on earth, the most powerful military on earth. But given that...
Basically, what he's saying is, we're going to make sure that America keeps their stockpile, blah, 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 all this crap. We're not going to take from that. But in his answer here, what he's saying, what the question was, is, are we going to be with these, here, let me bring it back so you guys can actually hear it.
Powerful nation on earth, the most powerful...
Let me bring back so you guys can actually hear the cope.
It's not that you can have a shopping list.
From additional weapons through drawdown authority, willing to pay for, and it sounds like
Basically the question is it outruled that your stance that we're not going to pay for Ukraine's weapons, the United States? And this cope answer from Homeboy, you can see he instantly deflects that. Trump deflects it off to Homeboy over there to answer that. And you can hear how he copes with that. It's fucked up.
Are you ruling out
Watch.
the U.S. paying for some from additional weapons through drawdown authority?
It needs to be yes. That was the previous basic. That was The whole get down was fuck no, fuck them. The answer should be yes. We shouldn't be doing that. If anything, he could just say that politically and still be able to say that because they are purchasing it. But they're not. He's not answering that. It's just, this is all just downhill.
Because basically what the president
Fuck.
is saying, that
Basically what the president's saying. Fuck you.
Military on earth. But given that, the US has decided to indeed massively supply Ukraine with what is necessary through NATO. Europeans 100% paying for that. And what we have been doing over the last couple of days is talking with countries, and I just mentioned the ones who in the first wave immediately said, we want to chip in. And then you're really talking about big numbers. Take Germany visiting today, they're really talking about big numbers.
Can you get some clarity?
I will say that I spoke with Germany, spoke with most of the larger countries. And they are really enthusiastic about this. They want to, and they're willing to go very far. I will tell you, as per your question, how far would I go? They want to go very far. They don't want this to happen. That's why I think from Putin's standpoint, it would really be good. He gets the country's economy is doing very poorly, and he's got to get his economy back. He's got to save his economy. He can save his country in a sense, but the economy can destroyed a lot of countries over the years. He wants to get that economy back, and he's got a great country for trading. Another thing, if they could use the assets instead of war. He's got some tremendous potential. That's what I would say.
How did you deliver this?
Jesus.
How did you tell Putin this was coming?
I speak to him a lot about getting this thing done. And I always hang up and say, well, that was a nice phone call. And then missiles are launched into Kiev or some other city. And I said, it's strange. And after that happens 3 or 4 times, you say, the talk doesn't mean anything. My conversation.
Yeah, so your influence isn't that strong, homeboy.
2 of them are always very pleasant. I say, isn't that a very lovely conversation? And then the missiles go off that night. I go home, I tell the First Lady, I spoke to Vladimir today. We had a wonderful conversation.
Just because you said don't do it doesn't mean he's not going to do it.
Another city was just hit. So it's like, look, he's, I don't want to say he's an assassin, but he's a tough guy. It's been proven over the years. He's fooled a lot of people. He fooled Bush. He fooled a lot of people. He fooled Clinton, Bush, Obama, Biden. He didn't fool me. But what I do say is that at a certain point, ultimately talk doesn't talk. It's got to be action. It's got to be results. And I hope he does it. It's potentially such a great country to be wasting so many people on this and the money.
Now, granted, 300 to 500 million, what is the amount? It's not even billion, by the way. It's million. I don't even think it's billion. I think it's like 300, 500 million is the total. And in warfare, that's nothing. It honestly is nothing. But I believe that is, why contribute at all at this point?
And look at what's happened to his economy. Look at what's happened. So,
and with the threat in 50 days,
yeah,
the economy will be hit very hard.
I mean, look, I hope he's going to do it.
Make sure you guys hit that Discord, everybody.
He knows what a fair deal is. If there is such a thing as a fair deal, there's no winners here. This is a loser. This is a loser. And I dealt with him from the beginning. It wouldn't have happened, but I will say Ukraine was the apple of his eye. We talk about it. It was the apple of his eye, but it wasn't going to happen. And he understood that. It wasn't going to happen. And then I noticed, after I was out, I noticed soldiers forming at the border. And then I heard horrible, stupid things being said from the other side. And I said, they're really handling it very, very wrong. It's a shame. Yeah.
Can I add one thing, and it is about President Trump, because you can obviously generate.
What's up, Jack? Good morning.
Your first phone call is Putin. I think you did exactly what I hope you would do. That is breaking the deadlock, starting the conversation, because you have to test him. I know Putin very well from the days when I was Prime Minister. And
I'm going to need this.
And you did this, and you really gave him a chance to be serious.
I'm going to need this.
To start negotiations. Steve Witkoff, Marco Rubio, we all try to help you. But you've now come to a point where you're saying, well, hey.
We actually thought we had probably 4 times the deal. Yeah. I mean, you were called and you said, this looks good. Yeah. And then the deal wouldn't happen because bombs would be thrown out that night, and you'd say, we're not making any deals. It was like.
But you making the deadlock was crucial because you had to start that process. You were the only one who was able to do that.
I think we'll get it done.
Do you think he's reasonable enough to negotiate an end to
this? I think we're going to get
this?
it done. I think, look, this is a very powerful situation. You have very wealthy countries buying the best equipment in the world.
100%, David.
And we have the best equipment in the world. We make equipment like no other.
The bummer is, for me at least, is we had, like in my mind, we had such good potential. We had such a good potential to be like America first and finally do this shit.
Submarines, nuclear submarines.
Slipped
so
away.
Powerful. They're the most powerful weapon ever built. And we have the best in the world by They're 20 years behind, 25 years behind us. We have the greatest equipment anywhere in the world. I just hope we don't have to use it. Yeah, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. On a separate topic here, President Biden, of all people, spoke to the New York Times over the weekend. He did not speak to them on the record during his time in office at all, but he spoke to them recently. And he defended his use of the auto pen and said that he signed off on every decision.
Here goes
At
the
the same
stupid
time,
auto
the Times
pen
reports that he
question.
did not individually approve each name for the categorical pardons that applied to large numbers of people. What are your take on that? Any new revelations from that?
Well,
What's
I
up,
think
Dark
you're
Horse?
talking about the auto pen.
And it's not that I don't care about the auto pen. It's what I care about this shit right now. Like, fuck this reporter asking this question. Like, stupid ass. I'm trying to focus on the world right
The
now.
auto pen, I think, is maybe one of the biggest scandals that we've had in 50 to 100 years. This is a tremendous scandal. And I
But
know
brother,
the people on the
Dark
other
Horse,
side.
roll tide, brother.
See that desk, that Resolute desk? Unfortunately, he used it before me. But, you know, we have our choice of 7 desks. They're all beautiful. But I chose the Resolute, and so did he, unfortunately. But the people on the other side of the Resolute desk, I know them. Lisa, the whole group, and they're no good. They're sick people. And I guarantee you he knew nothing about what he was signing. I guarantee it. So they're going to figure it out, and we'll see what happens. But to me, the auto pen, you know, you elected president. You know what the auto pen is supposed to do? Sign thousands of letters from young people that write. We get thousands of letters a week, says here, right? Thousands. I mean, tens of thousands sometimes. I look at a room, there's a room where we have many, many people working.
You know, it's really ironic that we haven't heard any of these reporters ask that question yet. And you know why? Because they're in the motherfucking White House. They don't want to lose that pass. You know what I mean? They don't want to lose that pass.
Responding and sending letters back. That's what an auto pen's supposed to be. To write to a young 7-year-old boy that writes to the president and he wants to be president someday and he loves America. That's what the auto pen's supposed to be. It's not supposed to be for signing major legislation and all of the things. No, the auto pen, and I doubt he knew. I doubt they even spoke to him about it. I think they had, it's called the freewheeling auto pen. Like, Biden was never for open borders. Biden was never for transgender for everyone. So I don't think I think the radical left people that took over the White House, and if I didn't win, our country was finished. You know, when I was in, and I said this a couple of times, I hope I don't bore you with it, but when I was in Saudi Arabia, I was in Qatar, I was in UAE, and then I met with all of your leaders, including you, a great leader. He's now the leader of many countries, not just one. No. But I met with a lot of leaders over the last 2 months in the Middle East and all of the NATO countries. And I will tell you, they had one common phrase. They thought America was dead 1 year ago.
Who cares
and
about
today
this?
They all say it.
You've said this a million times already.
But they say now it's the hottest country anywhere in the world. It is. Look at our numbers. Look at the numbers we make.
Sound like a broken record now, homie. Come on.
We didn't make that for years. The tariffs are kicking in. The economy is very strong. Even though we have a Fed person who's terrible, he doesn't know what the hell he's doing, but that's all right. We blow through interest rates. We're doing so well, we blow through it. It'd be nice because people would be able to buy housing a lot easier. But think of it. We thought your country was dead, and they were dealing with China because they were really going to China, but not anymore. But we thought your country was dead, and now you have the hottest country anywhere in the world. So we've done a really good job, and it's an honor to have this man. This man is a star. And he's going to be dealing with another one of my stars, Matt, and you're going to do a great job, Matt Whitaker, okay? Thank you very much, everybody.
Man, this was terrible. So rough. Well, that was that. That was rough as fuck. Damn it, man. What a letdown. Look, the cat just fucked up my whole vest and everything. Jesus. Hold on. Getting all crazy up there. All right. Man, what a letdown. That whole ordeal, what a letdown. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was a lot longer than I expected it to be. We're going to be covering more, obviously, of what's happening around the world as we continue throughout the week, as always. As I told you guys in the beginning here, I'll just read it out loud so you guys know it's happening in the news, because I was planning on actually presenting this news to you guys, so I'll just read it aloud so you guys know what's actually happening around not only the world, but in the United States as well. There's the historic Grand Canyon site destroyed by a wildfire that happened 14 hours ago, unfortunately. North Korea vows support for Russia's war against Ukraine, and that was announced 4 hours ago. And then at least 9 are dead in Massachusetts assisted living facility fire from, I don't know how the fire started. It says, were people hanging out of windows screaming for help, fire officials told reporters Monday. Firefighters responded to the house about 9:50 p.m. Sunday, where they encountered heavy smoke and flames at the front of the building with residents trapped inside. According to the State Department of Fire Services news release, about 70 people live in the house. Holy fuck, man. And then there was an update regarding 2 hours ago, Central Texas went under another flood warning and evacuation orders have been sent out. So if you guys are over there in Texas, man, I'm definitely praying for you. So, and all the other places that have been affected in the United States lately, there's been a lot of stuff that's happened. There's even stuff up in Kentucky of a church shooting yesterday. I mean, there's a whole bunch of shit going down. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, stick around for the raid. We're going to be raiding our buddy Black Dragon, so make sure you guys let him know we're coming through with the Mike Ball raid. Make sure you guys hit the like button on the way out, and I'm very appreciative of all of your guys' contributions to the channel, whether it's hitting that like button or sending in a donation, being in the chat and hanging out and engaging with the topics. Man, I'm very appreciative of all of you guys. Can't do it without you guys. So, with that being said, we'll see you guys tomorrow morning for more of the world's madness. But until then, God bless everyone, and we'll see you guys very soon.
From the depths of darkness, a voice emerges, a host with a fire burning.